It happened at the Vatican. I saw it. We were supposed to meet with the Pope, and I went and I met with several cardinals, I think the good cardinals, and I saw stuff that I had never seen before. That night, we were with, I don't even remember who they were, but they were the most Christ-like, cardinals and preachers or whatever they were. You could tell everybody's guard in that group, everybody's guard was up. And all of a sudden, and I'm not kidding you, the room dropped 10 degrees. And I happened to be looking at the door way across this huge room. And here comes this guy. So he was the main guy that, you had to get by if you were going to get to the Pope. And I said, holy cow, who is that guy? And the whole group of really nice guys turned around and looked at him. And one of them turned back and went, oh, you can feel that? And I said, oh, yeah. And they were like, oh, good sense on you. Oh, no, he's leading the opposition. So he's the guy, I think, that was helping thwart Benedict. But it's exactly what we saw in 2016. It's what we're now seeing in the EU, where the people with power are just taking people out.
First of all, Glenn Beck is sharing about his encounter at the Vatican. That he was there at the Vatican and that he saw something very spiritual, something very interesting. And what he saw is something that is actually of the dark and not of the light. Now, do I trust his discernment about the people who is around and those things? I don't know if I would go to that point where I say I trust his discernment, because he's describing about these cardinals, these really holy people who are just like, all the way up there, faith-wise, next to Christ, God level type people. I don't know if I buy all that, because these are people these are cardinals now. We're talking, this is high rank. You know that the cardinals are the people who are just below the Pope, yeah? And then below that, you've got the bishops, and then after that, you've got the priests. I believe that's how it is. If I'm wrong, you can go ahead and correct me by putting it at the comment section. Now, let me point this out. If you see, if you go into any place, if there's anyone who is walking and you feel any type of a temperature drop, either temperature drop or temperature rise, you are dealing with an entity. If the temperature of the room drops 10 degrees, as Glenn Beck is saying, do I believe that account? I believe it. Why do I believe that? Because the Vatican is a place of devils, and devils dwell in the Vatican. This is not God's church. This is not God's holy church. The Vatican is the church of Satan. This is Satan's own church. And he will appoint whom he wants to appoint. It's named after Rome. It is the Roman Catholic Church. Therefore, it is named after Rome. But Christ's church is named after him. You understand what I'm saying? So here's the thing, friends. What Glenn Beck is describing is an account of the devil in the Vatican. And he is the one that you must go through in order for you to get to the Pope. That's what he's describing. You see what I'm saying? That is whom he is describing. The Vatican is Mystery Babylon. This is the mother of harlots and the abominations of all the earth. Revelation chapter 6, the papacy, the Vatican, that's the whore of Babylon. You see that? If you go into a house, let's just say that the ambient temperature outside, let's suppose that the temperature outside is around, I don't know, let's just say 70 degrees. All right? 70 degrees Celsius, or not Celsius. That would be bad. Let's just say that it is 70 degrees Fahrenheit outside. If the temperature is 70 degrees outside, ambient temperature, but then you go into the house, and the temperature of the house is, let's just say it is like 90 degrees. And you look at the thermostat, and the thermostat is set for, let's just say, 75 degrees. you have a spiritual problem. If the house temperature is like 90 degrees and no one is cooking, no one is doing any of those things, the house temperature is well up high, 20 degrees, 30 degrees above temperature, or maybe 20 or 30 degrees below the ambient temperature, there's a spiritual problem. There's an entity that is dwelling in that house. That's hint number one. Hint number two, you go to a house and that house smells like something died in that house. But yet you don't find anything that is dead there. You will look to see where the source is coming from, but you will not find anything. You will search to find where there's a dead animal, or there's something that's dead. You will go into a house, and if it smells very, very stinky and very just smells like rotting meat, or something that's completely like rotten flesh, or like something died in that house, but you look and you can't find it, or maybe you just even the house could be clean, but that smell is still there, that is an indication that that house is full of devils. Another hint, you go to a place where you walk in and you just feel a presence that is unwelcoming, or you might even feel like your heart rate starts to go up, or you might even try to sleep and you can't sleep. There's a good chance that that place, that house itself, has unclean spirits. But anyways, this is not the point. The whole point I'm trying to tell you is this, is that we are about to see an election for the next pope. And the election of the next pope is coming up. Something tells me there's a good chance that we may see a pope whose name is Peter. Now, there are several popes, no, not several popes yet, but there are several cardinals who are running for to fill in the position of Pope Francis. I think there's about 3 of them whose names are Peter. 2 of them are Peter in pronunciation, and the other one is Petros. All right. Now, that one who is called Petros, he is an Italian. Okay, he is an Italian man, an Italian cardinal named Petros. The other Peter is a black man who is looking to be the first black pope. Now, there are some things there that I don't know how many of you are familiar with the black pope conspiracy that's been going around. It's the pope who is behind the pope that you see in the front lines. What I'm basically saying is, the pope whom you see, he is the main face, he is the main scapegoat, he is the main representative, he is the one that all people deal with, yes? But behind him, there's a power that is bigger than him. And people refer to that as the Black Pope. I don't know if you guys have noticed how Pope Francis, and actually many different world leaders, have you seen how they have the bruise in one eye, like they have like black eye and those kind of things, like they got beat there? Who's pulling the strings behind these people? My friends, there is great secrecy in the Vatican that you dare not even want to go to explore to find out. There are just some things that you are not meant to find out. I will tell you this. I believe personally that a lot of the organizations that they have, like for children and stuff like that, a lot of children go missing. You know, like Mother Teresa. I used to listen. Mother Teresa died for how many years? Yes. Do you see how much that they praise her as being this woman who's owned this orphanage, and she's great with children and all this and this? There are some things that have come out that there were children that went missing from her orphanage. There are some things that just popped out like that, and I'm not going to go into too much detail of it about Mother Teresa, but there is dark secrecy within the Vatican. Who is coming up next as the next pope? Could this be the one who is called Peter the Roman, or could this be the one who basically is here for the to usher out the papacy into its final destination, to its final path of destruction. The papacy is going to be destroyed. The Catholic Church, its end will be in ruins, friends. The end of the papacy will be in ruins. It will be perdition. Perdition is where it is going. It's not going to heaven. They are not going to heaven. This is not a church that is going to be, that is heaven bound. No, this is a church that is bound for perdition. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. My friends, these are testimonies for the churches. I'm telling you that even while we are here in this world, as time is winding up to its close, we're seeing the signs that the end is here. There's a man running around now claiming to be the successor to Jesus Christ, to Muhammad, to that he is the successor even to Judaism, and that he is the one who has been sent from above, that he is the one that all now must look to and obey him. Many are being pulled into that direction. Be careful, be careful, be careful, friends, that you don't fall into deceptions. Let me get this for you. In 2 Peter chapter 2, beginning from verse 1, the Bible says, "But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privately shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many shall follow their pernicious ways, by reason of whom the way of truth shall be evil spoken of. And through covetousness shall they with feigned words make merchandise of you, whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not." My friends, many false prophets are gone out into the world, and the churches are filled with much false prophets. Much wolves have infiltrated into the churches. You know, there's a saying that goes like this: "A nation of sheep shall beget a government of wolves." Has this happened? Absolutely. And this is not just for the nation politically, but also in the churches. The churches themselves, the sheep, have elected for themselves wolves to be their overseers. And those wolves are ravenous, and those wolves are feeding off of them. Those wolves are killing them. And yet, these sheep buy into the feigned words, and they are being made a merchandise of by these wolves. And I'm telling you, friends, this deception is much bigger than that. All of these false religions are going to come crumbling down. God is going to expose everybody. God is going to expose everything. All the false leaders are going to be exposed. All false religious leaders are going to be exposed. Be careful that you do not allow yourself to be trapped, and that you do not get pulled into the deception and be deceived by these wolves which are in sheep clothing. They are not one of us, though they may claim to be one of us. There are many who claim to be leaders, but they are wolves in sheep clothing. And you know what? God will expose them. All their secret deeds that they have done against other people, that they have violated other people, that they have done wickedness, all those things shall be exposed. God Almighty will expose them. This is the time when the truth is going to be revealed. All that which has been hidden shall be made known. It shall be made manifest. I don't want to hold you off. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Controversy 7 Ministry. Thank you for tuning in and for joining me. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Share this information with as many people as you can. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and turn on all your bell notification icons on. Thank you for joining me. You take good care of yourselves. Be blessed, be safe. I will see you in the next video.